gatos, it's me, Ari L Gato, the drag manga collector, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about all things manga, specifically my manga collection. Now today we are doing a very quick video. It is my March and April haul video. Now I'm combining them because during the months of March and April, I was so broke that I barely bought anything. But I did want to share what I did get because there's some cute stuff in here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe and let me know what you think. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're the drag manga collector and you're not in drag. What is that about? Listen, y'all, I can't get a drag every single day, okay? I understand that y'all want to see something, but listen, this is a quick video, so it's going to be short and sweet anyway, so there was no need to get in drag, and I wanted you guys to see my out of drag self. And yeah, so we're going to show you the books and things that I got during the months of March and April. Let's get started. Our first books that we got are volumes 11 and volume 12 of Dead Demons DDD Destruction by Inio Asano. These were the last two in the series, so I went ahead and got them. If you don't know Inio Asano, you need to get into Inio Asano because they are an incredible writer. I actually really loved this series. I almost cried at the end. These were two really good books, and it made me really excited to pick up Goodnight Poon Poon, which is something that I'm going to be starting very soon. So yeah, I got these two, volume 11 and volume 12, both from the Viz Signature line. Next, we have volume 8 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun by, I never know how to say this person's name. What is it? Idalro? If somebody knows something about the author of this, please let me know. But this is volume 8. This is a cute one. I think they're all super cute, but we got some more character development. We got to know the brothers a little bit more. I love this series, so I can't wait to keep reading. I'm really behind, obviously, but I like this series a lot, so I hope you do too. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, volume 8. Next, we have one of my favorite series. This is Yotsuba 2 from Yen Press. This is by Kiyohiko Azuma, the same creator of Azumanga Daioh, and I just love Yotsuba so much. I love their family, and every single volume I read on the train, I end up busting out laughing, and it's so embarrassing, but it's so good. I mean, this series is just so good. Playful, and for all ages. So if you've got a young reader in your life who really wants to try out reading comics and manga, I would definitely recommend Yotsuba 2 because it is a riot. This is volume 13. Next, we have the second omnibus edition of Noragami Stray God by Arachitoka, printed by Kodansha. This was great. I really am so mad that it took me so long to finally start reading this because this series is so good. Yeah, I mean, I'm obsessed with yokai, I'm obsessed with spirits and gods and things of that nature. So I'm so surprised it took me so long, but I actually am really enjoying this series. The art is incredible. Yeah, I highly recommend Noragami. This was the second omnibus edition containing volumes 4, 5, and 6. Check it out. Next, I got 2 volumes from one of my favorite series. We have My Hero Academia Vigilantes, volume 7 and volume 8. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this series a little bit, but I love this series so much. I love these characters that are original to Vigilantes, and I love the way that they incorporate the characters from the main series. Yeah, it's really great. If you haven't checked out Vigilantes, I highly recommend. I think it is a wonderful read, a little bit lighter in tone than My Hero Academia, but still with all of the wonderful feels. So this is 7 and 8 from, obviously, Shonenjump. Okay, this next title is a new title to my collection, and it's a relatively new title being released right now from Kodansha. It is called Medalist by Tsuruma Aikata. Now this is about a little girl who wants to be a figure skater, wants to be an ice skater. She's like 8 years old and she is a little behind a lot of her peers, and she's starting from scratch, but she has a dream. And I am a sucker for sports manga. I am a sucker for that underdog story. As someone who was an underdog in my profession, it really, really rings so true to me. So I connect to these stories a lot, and this one was no exception. I think the art is really good, especially when they do large 2-page spreads or large 1-page spreads where there aren't a lot of panels. It does get a little heavy on paneling and content within each panel. It can be a really busy read, and the main characters have so much anxiety, these two, that the panels just get so full of words and thoughts, and it is a little bit of a busy read. It takes some getting used to getting into the style of the way that it's written, but it actually is so good. I had my doubts when I first opened it, but all those doubts have been erased. I love this series already, and I can't wait to keep going. This is Medalist from Kodansha, Volume 1. Let's go, baby! Next, we have a series I've been trying to get into my collection for a while. I started this, but it's hard to find these. I feel like bookstores are not selling these, even like Barnes & Noble. You have to like go online to buy these, which is fine. I just prefer to buy my manga in person. This is one of those cases where I had to hunt it down, but we finally found it. This is volume 4 of the omnibus Addiction? Who said I had an addiction? Now, Reggie, be quiet. Anyway, this is volume 4 of the omnibus edition, the Viz Big editions of Fushigi Yugi by Yu Watase.
Be nice. I'm finding it.
This series...
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
I have so many feelings about this series, and so many of those feelings are not positive, but every time I get I'm not really into this. Something happens at the end of the chapter that makes me want to read the next one. I get so hooked into this little story, even though I don't really love it all the time. It's one of those, it goes back and forth. It's one of those products of its time, the early 2000s shoujo manga. They were written very formulaically, but this volume was pretty good. I was pretty hooked throughout. But yeah, this is a 3-in-1. So this is volume 4 of the 3-in-1 Viz Big editions of Fushigi Yugi by Yu Watase. From the Shoujo Beat line, we love shoujo manga here. Check it out if you haven't gotten into it. Obviously, it's an older title. It's a classic title, not old, it's a classic title. But I think definitely worth reading, even if it's just to refresh yourselves on shoujo manga and the way that it's written, because this is like a prime example. Up next, we have a series I am collecting so slowly that it actually is killing me. We have volume 9 of Golden Kamui by Satoru Noda from the Viz Signature line. I love this character so much. I love this series so much. I wish I was collecting it faster. I don't know what's taking me so long. I think because it started being printed so long ago and I started picking it up now. And so now the bookstores will have like volumes 1, 3, and 4, and then they'll be like 28, 29, 30, and I'm like, there's no in-between. I'm in the in-between, okay? I need the in-betweens. But volume 9 was really good. I love this series so much, and I will happily buy it online any day. I highly recommend Golden Kamui if you haven't already started. This is volume 9. Up next, we have, a continuation from a very old series on my shelves. I started collecting the first 2 way back in the day, and they were in my home haul that was posted earlier. This is volume 3 of D&A Angel by Yukiru Sugisaki from Tokyo Pop. You see that? Maybe that's that old Tokyo Pop, and you see the damage on the spine too. Jesus Christ, where did I get this? Oh, I think I got this while I was in New York City. I was at this bookshop. Oh, I think it's called Book Off, and it's in Midtown, and they have a lot of old titles that some of them are used, and they come in varying prices from like the original price point to like, depending on how used they are, they're really cheap. And I think I got this for really cheap because of that damage on the spine there, but I love this series. I really didn't know how much I'd fall in love with it as I've kept going, but wow, I mean, this is a great volume. I think this series is more brilliant than a lot of people give it credit for. And I'm ready for a D&A Angel resurgence. We need a new anime adaptation or something. I am ready to talk about D&A Angel with many more people. So if you haven't started it, I highly recommend. This is volume 3. So cute. Okay, next up we have Tale of the Moon by Rinko Ueda. This is volume 4. I talked about this in an older video, but I had a bunch of these that I got on sale, and now I'm just filling in the blanks, so I was missing volume 4, and I got it. This is a good volume. I love these characters, and they're so much fun, so if you haven't started it yet, I give it a big recommendation. Love it. Shoujo Beat, Tale of the Moon. This next one, I mean, it's brilliant. This series is brilliant. You know that, I know that. I'm talking about Full Metal Alchemist. This one is volume 4. Again, I bought a bunch of them, and I'm just trying to fill out all the ones in the middle to complete the series. This was a great volume. I mean, Arakawa Sensei is such a great writer and such a great artist. That goes without saying. And this is one of their greatest works. And yeah. This is a great volume, volume 4 from vizmedia. They got that old school vizmedia logo, not the little man on the planet, but still pretty good. This is a 4th printing, I think. 3rd printing from 2006, so still in good condition. We love it. Volume 4, Full Metal Alchemist. This next series, I Don't Live. I'm talking about Black Cat Volume 2. Next up, I have volume 3 of Ultimo. This is the collaboration between American comic great Stan Lee and Hiroyuki Takei of Shaman King fame. This is an old title, but I've been wanting to collect it for forever. I've talked about them in an old video, but this is volume 3. I really liked this volume. I'm really loving this series and the way that it's going. And I love the art, of course, because Takei is a master at the craft. So I really enjoyed this volume. Luckily I got it, and I can't wait to finish the series. But this is volume 3 of Ultimo. Great stuff. And speaking of masters of the craft, I am talking about one of my favorite authors and artists. I love this mangaka so much, and I love this series so much. And I'm talking about Pluto. This is volume 4 of Pluto by Naoki Urasawa. This is printed in the Viz signature line. Now, I read this a long time ago, but it's been really difficult to find it now as I started my collection because it's an older title. But I picked it up, I think, when I was in New York. And yeah, this was a great volume. The series is great. Naoki Urasawa is great. This is one of his finest. I love Monster so much. I'm loving Asadora as it's coming out. But Pluto, man, this is so good. Pick it up if you've never read it before. I guarantee you are in for a wonderful ride. Oh my god, okay, the Talk of Legends continues. Y'all, I love this series. I am barely even touching the surface of this series in my collection, and I am already hooked and so impressed and in love with it. I'm talking about Nana by Ai Yazawa. I've got volume 4 and volume 5. I also picked these up while I was in New York. I mean, there are not enough words to say how much I love this series. I mean, what Ai Yazawa was doing with these characters, with this story, it's truly in a league of its own. It is something that's never been done before and will never be done again. Nana is perfect, and this is volume 4 and 5. From the Shoujo Beat line. We love shoujo! I forgot to talk about this earlier, but I also got volume 11 of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Y'all already know the deal. I love this series. Volume 11. Cool cover. Oh my god, and speaking of the greats, we're keeping it going. We're keeping the greats going. Y'all, don't be like me, okay? And by that, I mean, do not start a long-running series that's going to take you thousands of dollars to finish, because I just did. Okay, maybe not thousands, maybe hundreds of dollars to finish, but y'all, I just started a great series, and I'm hooked. I'm talking about Slam Dunk. I got volume 1 of Slam Dunk by Takehiko Inoue, one of my favorite artists and writers. I love Vagabond, I love Real, and I love this first volume. Now, this is one of Inoue's earlier titles, so the tone is a little bit different. It starts very funny and comedic and high school and rom-com, and I just know the series shifts in tone later on down the line, and I'm just so excited. Because this first volume was so good already, and I'm hooked. This is an old Shonen Jump title, but they're re-releasing, I've noticed, the early volumes of Slam Dunk, so I'm excited to get this collection going. But yeah, Slam Dunk from Shonenjump by Takehiko Inoue. Pick it up. All right, and the talk of legends stops because now we're going to talk about this series that I just am not sure I'm liking. I keep picking it up, but I'm just not sure it's for me. And that is Blue Period. I got volume 10 here, and I only got it because it was 50% off where I was, and it was the next one I needed, so I went ahead and picked it up. And just like every other volume I've read, when I get to the end of it, I go, I don't know if this is for me. I can't tell if it's good or not. The art isn't good enough to stand on its own, and the story just drags along and is so formulaic. You know, the young artist who's the protagonist in the story is a college student who's learning about art. He kind of fell into the art world, and basically he gets an assignment. He doesn't know what to paint for the assignment, and then he does something completely unrelated to art, and then he's like, I'm gonna paint that for the assignment, and then that's the resolution, like that's it. And it's like, can we get some different problems, or can we get more interesting characters? I think that the main problem is that the characters aren't written in a way that is endearing enough to slog through life with them. It all feels like a chore to read Blue Period. So I'm not loving it. This is from Kodansha, and it's written by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. This was volume 10. I didn't love it. Should I stop reading it? Please let me know in the comments below if I should keep going, if it gets better. I don't know, I'm just not vibing with it right now. And I haven't been since really volume 2. Anyway, this is volume 10. Now, these next couple of titles I got while I was at C2E2, which is a big comic book and entertainment convention here in Chicago that happens every year. And this year I actually worked C2E2. I was doing a panel with Jackbox Games, who I love. Jackbox, hire me again. I love you so much. That was so much fun. And I stopped by and was shopping for manga along the way, and I was able to find a bunch of stuff for really cheap that I needed. And so let's start with volumes 11, 12, and 14 of Full Metal Alchemist. Y'all already know I'm trying to finish this series, and I'm just filling in the gaps. So I was able to get 3 volumes for pretty cheap. They were all $3. $3. So yeah, I'm excited to dig into these later. I also was able to pick up volume 12 of Gravitation for $3. This is an old Tokyo Pop title. Again, it's something I'm trying to fill out, and this is the final volume, so I was happy to get it. I haven't gotten to this point reading it yet, because I'm still missing a few, but I was excited to just get the last one so I know that I can just wrap it up. But this is by Maki Murakami, and this series is terrible, but it's gay history, so you gotta get it. I also was able to pick up volume 6 of Parasite. In my personal collection of Parasite, I only have up to volume 3 at this point, so I went ahead and picked up volume 6 just because it's not the new reprints, but it was the last reprint of the series, and so these are the ones that I'm collecting, and so I was able to find it, and it was only $3, so I said, why not? I love this series so much so far. I loved the anime, and I'm excited to just keep this one going. But this one was volume 6. This is by Hitoshi Uwaki, and this is from Kodansha. I also was able to find Glepner volume 6 and volume 8. These were both 50% off, which was super cool to get. Y'all already know I feel kind of weird about this series, but I do really love the art, and the story is really mysterious, so I want to keep reading. So yeah, I'm excited to get into these once I get, I think I'm missing volume 4 or 5, 4 and 5 maybe. This is 6 and 8. This is also from Kodansha, and it's by Sun Takeda. Check it out. And last but certainly not least, I got some volumes of manga that I definitely will not be able to read for a very long time, which is so stupid, but you know, sometimes you gotta make the sacrifice. You gotta get it while you see it and while it's on sale. And so that is the explanation for these. I got volume 19 of Yowamushi Pedal. This is printed by Yen Press, and it's by Wataru Watanabe. I love this series. It was 50% off. We also got volume 20. I'm going to show you all of the coverage. And we got volume 21. Now this one's got a little bit of damage on it. Really should have been 75% off. But yeah, I only have volumes 1 through 4 of the series, but I love it so much. Y'all saw that? But I love it so much that I was just like, you know what? I might as well just start collecting them randomly. They print these so infrequently that it's hard to like get them in order without ordering them online. And when you do order them online, they're like $100 each. So I was happy to find these and get these now before they're completely out of print and never reprint these later. But yeah, I love this series. Again, the sports manga, that's where I'm at. I love sports manga. If you have any sports manga recommendations that I've never read before, please let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm trying to read some more because I get hooked on this stuff so easily. But yeah, volume 19, 20, and 21 of Yowamushi Pedal from Yen Press. And that's it for this haul. This was March and April's haul. So like I said, I was really broke during these 2 months, and so I barely got anything. My next haul for May is huge, and I'm so excited to show that to you guys. I know I said every episode we're gonna do a manga count, but I've lost count, and I'm counting soon, okay? I gotta get the May books on the shelves, and then I'll be able to count, and it'll be so definitive and so perfect. But I was so excited to share these with you guys. I've been waiting to do this video for a long time, and finally I was just like, honestly, just do it out of drag, okay? So here you go. You got a little look of me out of drag. You got a little look at the stuff that I got during March and April, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at the_Ari_Gato, and follow the account for this YouTube channel at Drag Manga Collector on Instagram. I will see you later. I love you very much. Bye, mis gatos. My tongue hurts so bad. I don't even know if I'm legible in this. Can y'all understand me?